and I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
See if I can.
When I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. You turn loose of my coat, 'cause I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. But they'll laugh at you in Jackson, and I'll be dancing on a pony cake. They'll lead you around town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson, you big.
He wakes up in the morning, does his teeth bite to eat, and he's rolling. He never changes a thing. The week ends the week thinking she thinks. We look at each other, wondering what the other is thinking, but we never say a thing. These crimes between us grow deeper. Take these chances, place them in the box until they quiet the time. Lights down, you up and down. Goes to visit his mommy. She feeds him well, his concerns he forgets them, and remembers being small, playing under the table and dreaming. Take these chances, place them in the box until they quiet the time. Lights down, you up and down. Driving along this highway, all these cars end up on the sidewalk. People in every direction. No words exchanged, no time to exchange. When all the little lamps are marching, red and black until the waving.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to the Wheelhouse. We're just going to the public address announcer to hear Coach Redmond address the gymnasium.
Just want to let everyone know how much we appreciate the great job these guys have done representing our school, our basketball program, and pretty much any activity any of these kids have been a part of. It's been a really fun group of kids, great opportunity for me to be able to coach them. They're really a good group. They've been working hard. We talked a couple
Don't know if you can hear it, but Coach Redmond is honoring the seniors for Boyne City. They're lined out across the free throw line here. Colton Saradsky, Derek Willis, Luke Sage, Tanner Cruzel, Colin Fitzpatrick, Jordan Struble, Tanner Evans, and Dominic Santina. And he's just honoring them here. We'll set the scene here. We're at the Wheelhouse for the final home broadcast of the season. This is John Hotel, joined by Aaron Fritchie. We're home down the court. Andy Bryant's not going to be with us here tonight, but we're going to broadcast the game. And what do you think, Coach?
Well, it's always fun to see the UP teams coming into town. It's always a little bit different. Traditionally, they're a little bit more physical. This team's a little smaller, probably than we expected.
Yeah, they're a little bit down from their normal record this year. They're at 10-7 this year, but still a very competitive ball club. And here's the national anthem. Before they head to Petoskey to play the Big North champions on Thursday, and then have the district tournament next Monday up in Indian River against Charlevoix at 7 p.m. The starting lineups for Cedarville.
Number 5, Patrick McMacken.
I think they got in there Dakota Child, number 3, and Chase Massey, number 4.
Looks like Hunter Perkins, number 33. That makes 4, Coach. We're missing one.
I think 32 may have been the other one. Jerry Cedarville. And for Boyne City, we have an all-senior starting lineup according to Coach Redmond Knight. Starting off with Luke Sage, number 2. Number 3, Derek Willis. Number 11, Colin Fitzpatrick. Number 12, Tanner Cluzel. And number 20, Tanner Evans.
Well, John, we noticed during warm-ups that Cedarville's got a relatively small team, and obviously Coach Redmond wants to get some seniors in here to start the game tonight in their honor, and so we've got a little bit of a mix and match starting lineup. We'll expect a little bit of pressure out of Cedarville. They run a couple of different pressure scenarios, so we'll see what they come out here with.
Yeah, they're known for a 2-2-1 back into a 2-3 zone, and oftentimes they'll go to a 1-2-1-1 diamond press off of a made field goal. Let's take this moment to thank our sponsors: Great Lakes iPhone Repair, the Boyne City Education Association, WB Builders, and Pat O'Brien Real Estate. They've been great sponsors throughout this whole season, bringing all these home broadcasts to you. Boyne City wins the tap. Derek Willis with the drive right down the lane. Easy 2 to start the game.
Probably not the way Cedarville wanted to open up with their zone to give up a layup right down the middle.
And Cedarville back at you here. This is number 3, Dakota Fairchild. He's their sophomore point guard. And number 33, Hunter Perkins, who's really their dominant post player. Cedarville relentless on the boards once it needs to box out a little bit.
Well, if you noticed, Boyne started in a 3-2 zone, which is a little bit different than what we see from them normally. And one of the things that will happen with that is you don't have a man necessarily right next to you, so you have to go and find somebody to box out. And we saw that right there. Cedarville with 2 offensive rebounds on first possession.
And that brings number 4, Chase Massey, a junior, to the line. He missed the first, and he gets the second. And here's that 1-2-1-1 press right off the bat. Colin Fitzpatrick got it in the corner.
Yeah, this is a traditional press, been around for a long time, made famous, I think, by John Wooden, right? And they will try and trap you up here in the corners in the front. And that's one way to...
Across to Willis, drops it down. Tanner Evans for 2.
The diagonal pass is long down one of the ways to beat that press if you can get out of the first trap.
Boyne City quickly drops back into that zone again, and here's Cedarville right back at you. There's Fairchild from deep. He's off the mark. Boyne City pushing it right back at him. A little bit of a mishandle there by Fitzpatrick, and it goes out of bounds off Boyne City. It's going to be Cedarville basketball.
Boyne's going to be back in the 3-2, and we'll watch the rebounding, how that progresses from here.
Fairchild swings it to the wing and back on top. And back to Fairchild for another deep shot. He gets this one. It's a long 2.
Yeah, Luke Sage went for the steal, and that was a nice shot.
Boyne City looks to break the press with the pass. Up to Willis on the wing. Little pick from Tanner Cruzel, and now Willis goes to Tanner Evans on the wing. Evans goes high posted to Colin Fitzpatrick. He drops it down to Cruzel, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line shooting. Early on, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Boyne City up 4-3. Cruzel rallies home the first to make it 5-3 Boyne City.
Well, Cedarville's got it packed in there. The weak side is sagging into the middle, and fortunately there's not a lot of movement out of that zone, though. Boyne's been able to make something happen in the lane twice now.
Boyne City with the hustle offensive rebound by Luke Sage off the miss. And again, a high post entry, this time to Evans over to Willis for 3. He's short. His own offensive rebound. He gets it and sticks it in.
Well, that was a high post that made that happen. Caught the ball, kept it up high, and turned and went weak side.
Grant Willis off to a good start. Cedarville being patient against that zone defense. This zone is really seeming to slow down their offense. They're normally a pretty fast-paced offensive team. There's a 3-point shot off the mark by number 4, Massey, but Boyne City turns it over. Turns it over by Cedarville, and Boyne City's pushing it up to Willis for an easy 2.
Boyne's been aggressive coming out of the gate after a defensive rebound, turning that into points.
And that's going to be a full timeout by Cedarville, and we'll take a short break here and be back with you. 9-3, Boyne City in the lead. And we're back at the wheelhouse. 5:02 to play here in the first quarter. Boyne City up to a 9-3 lead. What do you see so far, Coach Ritchie?
Yeah, Boyne looks pretty energetic, and we talked about the size for Cedarville. You would expect them to be a little quicker, but so far, Boyne is running them off the floor.
Well, here we are back with the Great Lakes iPhone Repair first quarter. And an errant pass by Cedarville, and that ball goes right out of bounds. Fairchild looked to cut away, and the pass was intended for him, but he wasn't looking, and Boyne City basketball.
Well, you pointed this out, John, but Cedarville looks a little tentative on offense. A little bit uncertain.
Yeah, I don't know that they were expecting to see that zone, as from what it looks like so far. Nice feed there Luke Sage to Dominic Santino off the mark, and here comes Fairchild running the other way for Cedarville. He dumps down to Perkins, who's off the mark, but a good offensive rebound by Massey.
Yeah, that's a little bit troublesome for Boyne. That's at least the second time they've given up 2 offensive rebounds. They're expecting that ball to go through the hoop, and as you know, it's so important just to box out no matter what.
Cedarville with it out of bounds underneath. Salvador off the mark, and again offensive rebound. This time it's Hunter Perkins, and he'll be going to the line shooting 2.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what Cedarville's offense is going to be tonight. Obviously, we've seen Fairchild with the nice three-pointer earlier. But other than that, it's been going to the offensive glass.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, obviously, Boyne City starting off in that zone. They've had some success slowing down Cedarville, but that's the one area that they really haven't slowed them down yet. And here comes Jordan Struble checking in for Colin Fitzpatrick, another senior getting some minutes here early in the ball game. And Perkins shooting the second of his 2 free throws. Luke Sage with the rebound. He's going to push it himself. Gets up to Derek Willis on the wing. Willis with the bounce, picks it up. Reverses to Struble. Struble goes back to Willis. Willis directing traffic, trying to get things sorted out. Boyne City looks a little bunched up. And Willis drops it off to Santino, who's off the mark. Tanner Cruzel tips it over to Struble for the offensive rebound, who turns it over to Cedarville's number 4, Massey. Massey pushes it up to number 5, McMacken. Massey and Fairchild play catch over to number 32, Salvador, who's off the mark. And good hustle play by Cedarville, but it comes out to Boyne City. And here's Willis across half court to Luke Sage. Sage goes inside to Struble, who got a good look, but off the mark to Perkins. And Fairchild running it up for Cedarville on the wing. McMacken off the mark, and we're going up and down. That's going to be a kick ball as Cedarville tried to make the pass, and Dominic Santina moved his foot and made the kick. And so that's going to be Cedarville ball down underneath the basket on the baseline. And the trigger man will be the point guard, Fairchild. Fairchild into Massey. Massey top of the key, goes back to Fairchild off a screen, and he's off the mark on a 3. Luke Sage pushing it. Looks to dump it down to Dominic Santina underneath, and it goes off Cedarville out of bounds.
Well, on the offensive end, Boyne's doing a nice job getting their seniors some quality shots. And on the defensive end, though, Boyne doesn't look like the well-oiled defensive machine they have the last few games. They're a little bit slow. I don't know if that's just because they've got a new group working together or what.
Boyne City off the inbounds, gets it inside to Luke Sage for 2. 11-4, Boyne City lead. Here comes Fairchild back for Cedarville. Fairchild top of the key. Goes over to Massey. Massey to Fairchild, playing catch with it a little bit. Fairchild dribbles to the wing where it's deflected by Colton Saradsky. He recovers. Fairchild goes to the corner to number 15, Haskey, who knocks in a 3. And that sets up the Cedarville pressure, and they get a turnover. Massey back at Boyne City. And he gets the bucket and the foul as Struble went down. And we're going to get another look at this. What do we see here?
Well, Struble tries to take the charge. Great idea. A little bit late, and looks like he almost just tries to get out of the way in the end.
Yeah, he kind of was falling down.
It always sounds like a good idea to take the charge until you see that guy coming at you at 35 miles an hour, right?
Yeah, and we get a sub. We get Mason Gardner for his first appearance, checking in for Dominic Santina. So that's a big turn of events there as Cedarville gets a 3 and then a quick 2 and a foul, and now it's 11-9 Boyne City lead with Cedarville at the line, and they make the first, or they make the free throw to make it 11-10 ball game. Cedarville looks like their pressure was not set up very well. Boyne City breaks it easily. Unfortunately, they don't get the bucket. Might have been some contact there on Tanner Cruzel, and Cedarville runs it right back down, but misses the layup themselves, and a foul off of that. And yeah, Tanner got the ball off that press break, and it sure looked like he got hit.
Well, it was a great press break. You like to see him break it with the pass like that and get a layup out of it, or a foul. Should have been going to the foul line. So
yeah,
in the end, that was a great play, and did get the call, but that's what we're looking for.
Boyne City inbounding against the pressure again. Here's Derek Wills drilling right down the middle of that press out to Mason Gardner, who goes top of the key to Colton Saradsky for 3. Off the mark, and a Cedarville rebound. It's Massey to Fairchild. Fairchild breaks across half court. Looks to penetrate the zone. Mason Gardner with a block, and that's going to be out of bounds here down the baseline, and it's going to be Boyne City ball.
Yeah, real quickly, John, what we saw last time is Boyne break most of the press, or the first half of it with the pass, and after that with the dribble. After they got the defense spread out.
And there again, they look to break it with a pass, and it's deflected. A Derek Willis pass is deflected out of bounds. Boyne City ball. So they have a little bit of a 1-3-1 set up against that press, and Colton Saradsky dribbles right through it to Mason Gardner on the wing, who drives, and he is called for a travel. Again, he drove into some contact and a little bit indecisive and took a little extra step.
Well, the good news is it looks like Boyne's going to have some opportunities against that press.
Here's Fairchild for Cedarville. He swings it to the wing, and Saradsky picks it away, takes it the distance, but he is off the mark with the lefty layup, and here comes Cedarville. It's Fairchild again. Looked like he tried to take it all the way and started sliding in the lane.
That is a tough call. In fact, he stepped right on Gardner's foot, which slid, and we got a travel call out of it. So.
Yeah, a little bit of a fortunate call for Boyne City there.
I don't know the rule
Gardner
on that. But.
With a long pass against the press. And into the half court, Derek Willis to Saradsky. And Luke Sage on the wing. Hits Cruzel at the free throw line area. And a great little shot fake and drive. And he's going to be going to the line for 2.
What we've seen is a lot of Cedarville honestly not moving their feet a whole lot. And they've had a lot of contact down low. This is a nice move by Tanner. And might have gotten fouled twice there. Only going to get 2 shots, though.
First one's nothing but net. Puts the lead back up to 2 for Boyne City at 12-10 with 37 seconds to go. See Tanner Cruzel averaging 11.5 points per game. He knocks in a second, and that's 13-10 Boyne City with 37.2 to go. First quarter action here in your Great Lakes iPhone Repair first quarter. See Taryn Bell on the court for the first time, pressuring Massey. Massey swings it over to Salvador, who goes into the corner to number 15 Haskey, and is now back out top to Chase Massey. Massey goes to Fairchild on the wing.
Well, when we talked to Coach Redmond as Cedarville turns the ball over, we talked to Coach Redmond before the game, and he was a little bit reluctant to say they were going to press tonight, probably because of Cedarville's size, but he brought the man-to-man full-court pressure that last possession.
Well, Boyne City has it across half court. It was deflected out of bounds. And Mason Gardner is going to be inbounding here with 11.7 to go. Cedarville sitting in a 2-3 zone. Ball reversed around to Saradsky, who goes to Carson, who's off the mark. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter with Boyne City up 13-10. And we're going to take a break here.
Thought there was no better way to do that than to put on a striped shirt and pick up a whistle and stop complaining about the officials and go do something about it.
Hi, my name is Will Toganoff, and I play basketball at Charlevoix High School.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and I play softball at Grayling High School.
Grayling Vikings. You want me to sing it? I'll play the guitar. I don't know the actual words. Well, then just call it. We have no fear, Grayling Vikings. Oh, Charlevoix.
Well, welcome back to the Wheelhouse. Boyne City up 13-10, beginning of the Boyne City Education Association second quarter here. And Cedarville inbounds to Fairchild, who drops it off to Massey. Massey swings back to Fairchild on the wing, under some duress from Boyne City. Ball goes to McMacken, and Boyne City takes it away there for a second, but it's off Boyne City out of bounds.
Yeah, what was good to see there, was Boyne came out with some real energy. That not a different defense that they've been running, but these guys, Taryn Bell, Colton Saradsky, Carson, are out there really moving, swarming the ball a little bit, put a little bit more pressure on Cedarville's ball handlers.
Looking like they're trapping out of it a little bit more. Well, and the ball deflected there off Boyne City, Dom Archie, and it's going to be Cedarville ball down on the baseline. And don't forget to tweet at us at Team BCVI, both Boyne City and Cedarville fans, and we'll try and get your tweet on air. Highly contested rebound there. Boyne City comes out of it with the ball. Taryn Bell looked like he tried to get some contact, no call. And it is Cedarville ball coming across half court. Fairchild at the elbow. He knocks it in. Boyne City quickly inbounds to Saradsky, who gets it up to Carson. Carson with the feed, looking for Dom Archie, but it's going to go out of bounds off Cedarville as they recovered off the pressure defense. Boyne City leads 13-12, 6:56 here to go, second quarter action.
You know, I have to think that if Boyne continues to get this many shots at the rim, eventually some of those are going to go, and Boyne will be in good shape.
Boyne City reverses it to Bell off the inbounds into Mason Gardner, who knocks it in, nothing but net. Long pass from Cedarville, and Boyne City, well aware, is able to deflect it. Cedarville comes back up with it. Number 5, McMacken.
One thing Cedarville has not done until the last two possessions really is try to get the ball in the paint. They've been satisfied to move the ball around the outside, and like we said, with the increased pressure on their ball handlers, they're looking to penetrate a little bit more.
A mass substitution here by Boyne City, trying to get their defense set. Massey off the mark. Perkins with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Gets the bucket, and he's going to be going to the line, shooting one.
Well, once again, that offensive rebound hurts, and Tanner Evans knows he messed up, let him have a rebound, and reached over his head.
We'll get another look at this here. Cedarville off the mark on the free throw. Evans gets the rebound. Now Boyne City across half court. Luke Sage lost the handle. Ooh, that looked like it could have been a travel there on McMacken, but here's Fairchild coming up with a three.
Great hustle play.
Saves it to Evans, who's up to Derek Willis, pushing the court. Off the mark. And Massey back the other way for Cedarville. Defensive rebound by Kane McPherson for Boyne City, and McPherson takes it across half court. Drops it off to Evans, who penetrates, gets blocked by Perkins. He pushes it up to Fairchild. Fairchild down the lane, and as Saradsky tried to take it away from him, we get a foul call.
Boyne seems a little out of sorts. I know Colton's sick. I know Tanner's obviously still hurting. He's trying to give it a go tonight on senior night, but he's obviously still feeling that ankle a bit, huh?
Yeah, and the foul is going to actually be called on McPherson. The two of them were there. It did look like Saradsky got a good tie-up or takeaway, but the whistle was blown before that, and Fairchild will be going to the line. That's the 7th team foul on Boyne City. Cedarville only has 3 so far. Fairchild makes the first to tie the ball game. Maybe the first tie we've had since 0-0, I think.
Yeah, and maybe I'm biased. I feel like Boyne has really controlled this game for the most part, other than the defensive glass or Cedarville's offensive glass, but Cedarville's got the lead.
16-15 as Colton Saradsky breaks across half court, gets a shot at the elbow, and he nails it.
Nice looking shot.
Fairchild again back across half court, face that Boyne City zone. Allows his teammates to get organized. Here's Massey coming out to the corner off a Perkins screen. And Massey knocks down the baseline jumper.
Well, he was moving without the ball that time, got himself open, kind of hid in a spot where he wasn't going to get found right away.
Boyne City back at you. Tanner Cruzel mishandles but recovers. Throws cross court to Willis, who goes to Kane McPherson. And now Luke Sage jumper, top of the key, off the mark. Derek Willis offensive rebound, kicks back out to Sage. Sage to Willis, thought about it. Now he goes back to Sage, who quickly goes into Cruzel. Nice drive into the lane, off the mark. Aggressive offensive rebound by Willis, but here comes Cedarville the other way. Fairchild to Perkins, bowling to the basket, no call, and he gets the 2. A lot of contact down there. I'm surprised it wasn't called one way or the other.
Yeah, that was pretty tough to tell, so hey, let it go.
Kane McPherson swings over to Willis. Cedarville now up 20-17. Saradsky into McPherson, out to Willis for 3. He's long with it, and the rebound to Haskey for Cedarville. And here it now comes number 3, the point guard, Fairchild, and a good hustle play there by Boyne City's McPherson, and he gets knocked out of bounds by number 15, Haskey, and that'll be a foul on Boyne City ball.
Yeah, we got to give Mike Haskey some credit. He helped up McPherson after McPherson hit the deck hard, and
yeah, it was a good hustle play. Boyne City breaks into half court. Mason is going to get called for the charge as he tries to take it in there, try to go almost right over the top of him.
Might have to see a replay on that too. I mean, I love the charge, I absolutely love it, but there are times when you've got a player who's starting to get in the air and a defensive player who slides underneath him, and I just think it's a dangerous call. And like I said, I couldn't tell from this angle which way that went, but it looked a little scary.
Good aggressive play by Luke Sage, almost comes up with the steal right off the bat out of the zone there, but ends up having a foul as the loose ball.
They thought it was a fumble.
Yeah. And that'll send Massey to the line for Cedarville. Shooting still in the 1-1 on the 9th foul for Boyne City.
And that'll be 2 on Sage as well.
Massey gets the first to extend the lead to 4.
Carson will relieve Sage.
Biggest lead of the ball game for Cedarville. Comes back Eric Carson.
Coach Redmond's got most of his big guns back in there at this point with a 5-point deficit going into the last 3 minutes of the half.
Cedarville staying that press. 1-2-1-1 off the made free throw. There's Eric Carson beating it with a dribble.
We talked a little bit to Coach Redmond about Carson before the game, and he's impressed with his improvement.
Cruzel right down the middle, but he can't finish And here comes Cedarville. Fairchild, the right-hand dribble. Kicks it back out to Salvador. To Massey, Salvador, to Fairchild, who's blocked by Kuzel, but Boyne City turns it over, and Massey will get the 2.
Well, Cedarville ends up
with the turnover. They're going to call a kick ball on it. It looked like a Cedarville steal, but they do call the kick ball, and it will be Boyne City ball again underneath. Mason Gardner off the inbounds, breaks into the half court. Kicks out to Willis. Willis with the drive to Saradsky for 3. Count that
one. That's 2 driving kicks. That is tough on the defense.
Pulls Boyne City back within 4, and here's Cedarville with 2:34 to go. Second quarter action. Fairchild thought about it. Reverses. Now Massey for 3. He's off the mark. Kuzel up high for the rebound. Goes long up the court for Willis. He's off the mark, but we got a dunk.
Gardner follows the miss with a 2-handed slam. Woo! It's sophomore night too, I think.
Get the replay ready on that one in the truck. Perkins inside. Ball deflected out of bounds by, it looked like Carson, and it's going to remain Cedarville ball.
I'm guessing we'll get a replay on that dunk.
Well, we're going to look to get a couple angles on that tip dunk here in a second. Fairchild for 3 for Cedarville, and it's getting pretty exciting in here. Here's Mason Gardner breaking it across half court to Saradsky against the 2-3 zone, and there's Derek Willis on the wing. Back top to Saradsky, and Willis now for 3. Long. Eric Carson rebound, aggressive play. And Cedarville comes away with it. Massey bringing across half court. Fairchild for 3 off the mark. Mason Gardner rebound.
That's been the weak spot in the zone. Cedarville's had a lot of shots from down low against that 3-2 zone, so I wonder if we'll see a little bit of a change or an adjustment in the second half.
Here we're going to get a replay of that exciting tip dunk by Mason Gardner. Derek Willis just off the mark. Great timing by Gardner on that.
Yeah, that's a power dunk there. Great shot, guys. That's awesome.
Now back to trying to come back to live action here. Cedarville's got the ball, top of the key. They're weaving it a little bit here with Fairchild. Fairchild over to number 32, Salvador. Salvador thinking about it. Now Fairchild thinking about it. 33 seconds to go.
And you can see that, excuse me, if that pass right there to the corner, if he doesn't get his hand on that, Cedarville's going to have a 3, and that's the ball that's been troublesome for Boyne here so far.
Massey, the trigger man, goes into Perkins, right into the post over Gardner, and Gardner comes up with a rebound and a scramble for it. Great hustle by Gardner, gets it to Willis, up to Carson, and now Cruzel in the corner. Fires it to Mason Gardner, back out to Derek Willis, calling for one shot here at the end of the quarter. Boyne City trailing by 5 with 12 seconds to go.
Gardner's had his Wheaties this morning. I think they ought to go to him.
And Willis off the mark at the buzzer. It's going to be Cedarville 27, Boyne City 22. And we're going to send you to a break here at the half at the end of your Boyne City Education Association second quarter. Again, Cedarville 27, Boyne City 22.
I see your dirty face, hide behind your collar, what is done in vain. Truth is hard to swallow, so you pray to God to justify the way you live a lie, live a lie, live a lie. And you take yours.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the the chemicals. I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, and I'm so.
Hello? What up, color? Hold up, I gotta finish something.
Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to
Talk
the
to me.
new age, to the new age. I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones.
Hello? Hi, Mom. Hold up, you gotta finish something.
Talk to him.
Help.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why I like to live Boyne? Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I am proud to live Boyne because of the way that the high school athletes treat and help younger kids in our town. When I was younger, it meant a lot to me to be helped and included by the varsity athletes. And now, I am proud to take them under my wing and make a difference in their lives. I know these kids I help will someday grow up and do the same. The tradition will continue. That is a good feeling. My name is Corey Redmond. I play basketball and football here at Boyne City High School.
I need to find Klooster to get a copy of his curriculum map. You seen it?
Yeah, he's good at that stuff. Yeah, he keeps it on the Rubicon Atlas.
Shaka Khan what?
No, it's not Shaka Khan. It's the Rubicon Atlas.
Isn't that a sandwich?
Bonnet! Hey, you gotta keep your feet apart!
And you're late on your fall line.
Yeah, so it's the Rubicon Atlas.
Hey, the BRI's got real nice Rubicon fry on Fridays, don't
Really
they?
good Rubicon sandwich over there.
Yeah, extra horseradish.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, with a
Slides right down.
on
Yep.
the side.
Okay, so that's class for today. Remember, you've got some worksheets, too, at least two worksheets.
Yeah, the finish line, Ames.
16.5, you got a couple quizzes. You have... Boy! Back!
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I love to live Boyne because of the community support for youth involvement. The summer workouts in the park that are run by the Rehab Center, as well as the Boyne 4-H Swim School, are and always will be great memories of my childhood. I'm Emma Vondra, a basketball, volleyball, and softball student athlete here at Boyne City High School.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I like to live Boyne because of places like the Avalanche Mountain Reserve. I feel lucky to have such a beautiful and cool place so close that provides the community with such fantastic opportunities for exercise and outdoor activities. My name is Garrett Fogo and I run cross country and am involved in DECA here at Boyne City High School.
All right, I think we're back here, Aaron, and let's talk a little bit about that Mason Gardner dunk.
Well, we've been talking about him quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. You know, first of all, man, he's a great kid, great student, hard worker, and, you know, this is just being in the right spot at the right time. I mean, you work to get there, but he happens to be there. He's following that ball just in case, and that's what happens when you play that way. So good for him. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that goes into, you know, being in shape, being able to jump like that, and a lot of work goes into being tall. His parents are feeding him a lot of food, I'm sure.
Well, and we talked about it. I think last game that we did, he had that almost tip dunk, in the half-court set, and you can see it like you talked about. I mean, it's easy to say you should sprint down there for a rebound like that, but he really did it and was ready. He wouldn't have been able to, I don't think, do that if he wasn't really ready to do it.
I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing that he's kicked himself this week for not being a half second earlier last week or a half inch higher last week, and he made up for it tonight. He'll remember that for a long time. Well, we had a pretty up and down first half. Boyne City took the lead for a good portion of the first half and surrendered it towards the end, and Cedarville's now up 5, 27-22. We're going to send you out to break here one more time before we come back for the second half.
Live Boyne?
Why do I love to live Boyne? For the events our town puts on, like Stroll the Streets. It's a great way to meet up with your friends and socialize with new people. Friday nights in the summer, you just can't beat them. My name is Caden Coates. I'm a student at Boyne City High School, and I'm in band and drama.
And thank you, that was my presentation.
Elise, that was great. Lucas, you're up next.
What does that mean?
I got it. Oh, that's what it is.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I like to live Boyne because of Friday night stroll the streets. Listening to live music with family and friends is the best way to end the day.
My name is Lauren Richards. I participate in softball, ski team, band, and the National Honor Society.
Why I like to live Boyne?
Why do I love to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne? Because places like our library. Our library goes beyond being a place for research. There are author visits, places for community members to hold events, ebooks, computers, book clubs, and a large variety of programs for adults, teens, and children. It is amazing to have a library that is so involved in the community. My name is Jill Solomon. I'm a student here at Boyne City High School, and I am involved in our band, robotics, and drama program.
Well, welcome back to the Wheelhouse. John Hertel here with Aaron Fritchie. Cedarville lead right now, 27-22. And back here now for the WB Builders third quarter. Going to be starting up in about another minute. What are you looking for here in the third quarter?
Well, you know, it's senior night, and I feel like things for Boyne are just a little bit off kilter. You know, Coach Redmond's trying to get his seniors in. We're playing an opponent that we're not really that familiar with. They're looking ahead to districts. They're going up to Petoskey Thursday. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and so we might look to see Coach Redmond come out and try and push it a little bit here in this third quarter and try and get back in this game. We'll see what happens.
Well, what do you think about this as a tune-up for the district game?
Well, I think it's interesting to prepare for, like I said, a team you don't know that well, seeing some different things that maybe you haven't seen before. So it gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit, which I like. It's an interesting week for Boyne to have Cedarville coming down from the UP and then going up to Petoskey. Those are two real different teams.
Yeah, there's a lot softer schedules you could play.
Absolutely. But that's a bonus, in my opinion.
Here we go, Boyne City. Saransky jumper to start the action here in the WB Builders third quarter. Pulls Boyne City within 3.
Well, Coach Redmond's got his main or preferable starting lineup, I guess I would say, in here to start the second half. Look for a little bit different pace, perhaps.
Well, here's Fairchild, who handles the ball a lot for Cedarville. He swings it over to the wing, and now inside for a for a free throw line jumper.
Yeah, and for Cedarville, I like that. I mean, looking at the guy flashing across the lane, that's an aggressive move and a good shot.
Nice shot by Salvador. There's that pressure from Cedarville. Once it breaks it, Cruzel to Sage with an acrobatic shot.
Yeah, that was great teamwork. You know, working out of the trap, breaking down the paint, and making a good dish.
Salvador over to Fairchild, and that's going to be off Boyne City's Mason Gardner out of bounds, and Massey will trigger the inbounds play for Cedarville.
Yeah, I like that little bit of half-court pressure from Boyne just to change the pace a bit.
Fairchild tries to beat it with a dribble, try to dish off, and Luke Sage takes it away. Up to Saratsky, pushing it. He's off the mark. Willis couldn't come up with a rebound.
Mason to come flush that one.
Yeah, I was too. And Saratsky tracks it down from behind. Up to Willis, who takes it in stride for two.
Wonderful pass by Colton Saratsky. And a great finish by Willis.
And now here's Fairchild to Salvador. Going against that Boyne City half-court trap. Goes long up, but Gardner with the long arms takes it away.
Yep,
and he brings it right at you.
Mason baited him into that one.
Willis for three. He realized it was short. He followed it, but Mason Gardner beat him to the offensive rebound. A little up and under, and he's off the mark. Fairchild amongst the trees gets the rebound, bringing it up for Cedarville. And Boyne City with the foul.
That's a tough call. Colton is digging down, as we say. He's coming in from the wing, getting his hands down low into that post guy, trying to get the ball out of there. Couldn't see if he got arm or not.
And we see Evan Rye, number 2, coming in for Cedarville, and Patrick McMacken, number 5, taking a seat on the bench. Cedarville triggering from the baseline. It's Massey. Having a hard time finding somebody to get it into. He gets it into Fairchild deep, and then to Massey, and into Perkins. Turnaround, no good. Cruzel with the rebound to Willis. Willis pushing it up to Saradsky. Thought about driving. Pulls back to Cruzel. Going down the lane. No, Mason Gardner up for the rebound again. And Willis, unfortunately, couldn't knock it in, but we're going to get a 2-shot foul here. And Willis, it looks like, will go to the free throw line.
We talked a little bit in the first half about how Boyne missed a lot of layups. And, you know, you keep taking the ball to the rim and get rebounds, good stuff's going to happen. Unfortunately, Mason came down a little funny there. He's going to have a seat.
And Willis misses the first. Cedarville up 29-28. Boyne City has been able to get into that lead a little bit. And now tie it up at 29 apiece.
Yeah, Redmond's brought a couple different wrinkles out here. We'll talk about maybe if we get a chance to open the third quarter.
Fairchild goes to Perkins on the wing. Perkins drives right hand. Deflected out of bounds from Boyne City.
One of those wrinkles a minute ago, it looked like Boyne went man-to-man on the baseline out of bounds, and I don't think Cedarville was expecting it. That's why they had trouble getting that ball inbounds, so we'll see what happens here.
Cedarville with the box inbounds play. Rye goes to Massey, to Haskey, and now Fairchild with a shot fake, and then misses. Luke Sage rebound, and a foul on the rebound situation on Cedarville, and Boyne City will be taking it out of bounds.
And really, defensive rebounding will change this game. Boyne gave up so many offensive rebounds in the first half, and essentially every one of those is a possession. So if Boyne, Luke Sage rebound like that, this will be a different second half.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Boyne City here in the WB Builders third quarter as Boyne City breaks across half court to Cruzel on the baseline. Drops off to Archie, who mishandles it. Cruzel tracks it down back to Willis for a deep three. Nothing but the bottom.
Well, that was Arch on the press break with a great pass. He drew 3 defenders, dished to the outside, and then he gets his hand on the rebound. Nothing will show up on the stat sheet, but that was a great play for Archie.
Mishandled by Cedarville, and Tanner Cruzel comes away with it to Derek Willis, pushing the floor to Archie, off the mark, Willis's rebound was blocked from behind. Saradsky picks it up. Boyne City sets it, and now Willis on the wing thinking about it.
Can I tell him to shoot it? Is that okay?
And Saradsky off the mark. Fairchild running with the rebound, pushing it up against Sage, who deflects it. Fairchild tracks it down, but saves it to Willis, and we're going end to end. Frizzell mishandles, gathers, and scores. Boyne City now up 34-29.
Much more energy in the second half here from Boyne.
Fairchild against that Boyne City half-court trap. He dribbles into the trap, and Duncan, the coach for Cedarville, calls a timeout. It's a full timeout. So with 34-29 lead for Boyne City and 3:50 to go in the third quarter, we're going to take a short break.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne? Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I love to live Boyne because of the community support for youth involvement. The summer workouts in the park that are run by the Rehab Center, as well as the Boyne 4-H Swim School, are and always will be great memories of my childhood. I'm Emma Vondra, a basketball, volleyball, and softball student athlete here at Boyne City High School.
And we're welcoming you back here to the WB Builders third quarter. So far, it's been a good one for Boyne City, opening with a 12-2 run. What do you see, Coach?
Yeah, we talked about tuning up for the districts, and another thing I like about this, we've got an unusual lineup perhaps out here for Boyne, but, it's a non-league game. You've got this opportunity to get all these different guys in some different situations, and this is great here.
Nice spin move by Perkins, but he gets rejected, and Boyne City pushes it up the court. Eric Carson goes topside to Luke Sage. Derek Willis was looking to shoot an open three, but an illegal screen, I believe, called on Boyne City.
That was on Arch. His job is to get in the way. That's what he's supposed to do, so he's not very happy with that, but we understand.
Haskey goes up to Massey. Massey drives the middle. And it's going to be a Dom Archie foul. He picks up a couple quick ones. A little bit of a boisterous reaction. I noticed the referee giving him a little bit of a stare down there.
Well, and, I don't know if that was a foul or not, but the fact that he's standing in one spot and got his hand somewhere else is the issue. You got to get your feet over there, and then you might get away with that slap.
Massey hits the first for Cedarville, pulling back within 4. And a good sign here, we see Mason Gardner back up off the bench.
Yeah, just watch him jog down there to the lane. He looks like he's moving pretty well.
Coach Redmond has a little talk with Dom Archie on the sideline. I think some encouraging words.
That's tough. Your Archie wants to get in there and make things happen. And it's hard at a few minutes a game to go full speed and have everything work out for you.
So Sage pulled away the rebound and made an unbelievable pass up to Willis right on the spot. Willis drives it in and scores a 2. Crowd asking for a foul too.
Yeah,
and now we're going to get a charge on Cedarville.
I don't know if we got a shot of the bench, but those guys are fired up, and that was an interesting call. I think Luke had position, but
he kind of backed away, and you almost thought that they wouldn't call it because of that, but they do.
Yep, I think he was blowing the whistle before that happened. I agree with you totally.
Boyne City up 36-30. Taryn Bell right down the middle with his speed, and we're going to get an offensive foul right back at you.
Well, that's Terrence's strength, really, is to get to the hole. I mean, he's such a quick player. He's such a quick player, and he's still working on those instincts. That's a spot maybe where you'd like to see him jump, stop, and then, dish it, maybe shoot a little soft shot off the glass. But he's learning.
Yeah, I think he just got going a little bit fast and had a hard time reading the defense because the defense was clearly set there. And now Cedarville inbounds here. Fairchild over to Salvador, back to Fairchild trying to break the Boyne City half-court trap or three-quarter court trap. Massey to Perkins, deflected away by Luke Sage, but he can't save it before it goes out of bounds.
Well, that was great hustle. Boyne put a little pressure up here at half court, and I saw Luke sprint his tail back down there and makes a play. We say it's about 3 or 4 times a night, John. Man, he's got great hands stripping the ball.
He does. He's a very active player. Here's Massey for Cedarville, out to Fairchild. Fairchild going against that Boyne City pressure defense. And now Perkins with a spin move, drops down to Rye, who scores the lefty layup. Cut into the Boyne City lead. Now Taryn Bell back at him. With his speed and quickness, this time he gets all the way to the hole, but can't finish it. Massey pulls it away to Fairchild. Fairchild across half court against Taryn Bell. Good matchup of quickness there. Fairchild right hand dribble. Now kicks out to Perkins. Perkins looks to drop down again to Rye. This time it goes out of bounds, and it will be Boyne City ball.
Yeah, you know, if you can't shoot over the zone, which Cedarville has not done, or over the defense, which Cedarville has not done really since early in the first, you have to break down the defense. You have to get in the lane, drive and kick, move the ball inside, outside, and, you know, Cedarville looks like they're moving that direction.
Mason Gardner up to Luke Sage to Cruzel for 2. That's the way Boyne City drew it up, trying to break the press with the pass.
That was a really calculated, intelligent finish by Cruzel, too, and a nice pass by Luke.
Rye drives in for Cedarville and gets the easy one right back. Boyne City facing the full court pressure, up to Mason Gardner in the middle. Goes to Derek Willis, who mishandles it for a second, but gets the handle back and goes to Cruzel with a nice drive. Reverse layup, spins out. Derek Willis gets it blocked out of bounds.
Well, again, Boyne's doing the right thing. You know, they didn't end up with a bucket there, but it's hard to knock them for the way they played that possession.
Luke Sage inbounds to Gardner, who kicks it out to Willis. Now Saransky for 3, off the mark, long. Mason Gardner trying to tip it out, but he tips it to Salvador, who goes to Fairchild, who carries it. Just couldn't keep his hand up on top of the ball.
Well, that's a gift there because there's 51 seconds left in the quarter. Boyne's going to take a break here, catch a breather, but they'll have the ball with a 4-point lead and 50 seconds left.
So we have timeout, 51.7 to go. Boyne City up 38-34 in the WB Builders third quarter.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne? Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I like to live Boyne because of places like the Avalanche Mountain Reserve. I feel lucky to have such a beautiful and cool place so close that provides the community with such fantastic opportunities for exercise and outdoor activities. My name is Garrett Fogo and I run cross country and am involved in DECA here at Boyne City High School.
We're back here as action resumes. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Boyne City with it across half court. Derek Willis on the wing, kicks it out to Colton Saransky. Saransky pressured by Massey, now to the wing to Gardner, who gets to Luke Sage in the middle of the defense and back out to Saransky. Looks like Boyne City might be holding for the last shot. What do you think, Coach?
I would have guessed, I was wondering what was going to happen. I would have guessed that was longer than probably Coach wanted to stall, but obviously he's got confidence in the squad he's got out there now and wants the last shot.
Mason Gardner on the wing, dribbles to the middle, back out to Saransky, a little bit of a North Carolina four corners type weave.
Hey, this is why seniors are so valuable right here, is that they generally make good decisions or at least tussle down the ball. So.
Well, unfortunately, Boyne City unable to get a shot up as the ball deflected away by Cedarville, and they'll end the quarter 38-34 lead going into the fourth quarter. And an excellent WB Builders third quarter, and we'll take you to one more break before the last stanza of action here. Oh, before we go to break, I guess we're going to do sponsor reads. And we've got, of course, WB Builders is one of our main sponsors, proudly building in and for our community by employing locally, purchasing locally, and servicing locally for nearly 20 years. Also brought to you by Great Lakes iPhone Repair. We can professionally replace your cracked or broken iPhone screen, give your iPhone new life with a colorful new back, and put it in a case safe from further damage, all while you wait. Now get our great service from 2 locations. We just opened our second store in Gaylord, Michigan. Gaylord Phone and Computer Repair now open. Cedarville with the ball, trailing by 4. They come into the half court to Perkins. Perkins drives out to Salvador. Deep shot. That is a 3, and it's good. Pulls Cedarville within 1.
Well, Cedarville's 3 has been a big part of this game so far.
Boyne City does a nice job breaking the press. Luke Sage with a nice bounce pass to Derek Willis, who will be going to the line shooting 2.
Yeah, I'm guessing Cedarville has maybe 5 threes, which in a 38-37 game is a lot of points.
Willis long on the first free throw.
We'll see what Boyne does if they continue to give a little bit of half-court pressure here after this make. It'll be full-court man, it looks like.
Willis converts on the second to set up that press. Massey in the middle of the press, almost mishandled. Goes to Salvador, breaking into the half court. Luke Sage trying to get the steal. And Salvador knocks down another 3 back-to-back.
That's tough. You know, that full-court man is just a little bit of pressure so that if a mistake happens, you can pick the ball up. And Cedarville mishandled it twice and turned it into a 3-pointer anyway.
Derek Willis trying to answer off the mark. Boyne City comes out with the offensive rebound. It's Colton Saradsky to Mason Gardner, who drives, baseline jumper, knocks it in.
That's a beautiful shot because it went in, but also because he got in there, explored the defense, decided 8 to 10 feet was as far as he could go, and he just took a nice, easy jump shot.
Puts Boyne City up 1. Fairchild going down the middle of the Boyne City defense out to Salvador, who's had the hot hand. He's off the mark on the runner. And here comes Mason Gardner. Luke Sage settles it down, gives to Saradsky. Saradsky looking for a Mason Gardner ball screen. He turns it down and gives to Luke Sage on a weave. Sage adjusts his shot and gets fouled.
He did. He was going to the basket. He saw the defender step up and he jumped sideways. Was going to bank it in off the glass maybe and takes a hack. It's a nice athletic play.
Well, both in this game and down the stretch of the season, it would sure be nice to see Boyne City shooting a higher percentage at the free throw line, and Luke Sage makes that one. That's a good start.
Yeah, I know Coach Redmond was jokingly scanning his JV bench for free throw shooters before the game started. That's 2 from Luke there.
Boyne City picking up with a little bit of token pressure here. Luke Sage almost takes it away from Salvador. Salvador recovers, gets it to Massey. Massey drives against Mason Gardner, who tried to deflect it away, and they're going to call a reach-in foul on Mason.
Yeah, and Cedarville hasn't been much of a threat, really, to break the defense down off the dribble. They've hit a couple of big threes, you know, when Boyne City's scrambling to get everybody covered. So you hate to see that reach-in, but it is what it is.
Rye dumps down to Perkins, back out to Massey, off the mark. Cedarville saves the rebound. It was Salvador to Perkins, and he's fouled.
That's frustrating because Boyne had their hands on that basketball at least a couple times.
Well, and just one thing that I'm seeing is some of those guys that are coming up with those offensive rebounds are smaller than the Boyne City players. We just need to get a little bit of a body on them.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what Cedarville's identity is. They don't seem to have great three-point shooters, a great post player or anything like that, but they're working hard, especially under the basket, and they're playing good team basketball. So,
a couple of misses by Perkins at the line. Saradsky kicks it up to Mason on the wing. And back to Saradsky top side. Mason Gardner screening for Willis. Out to Cruzel, and he hits a three.
Well, I was wondering what Coach Redmond wanted to do on offense here the rest of this game, if he wants to push the pace or play half court. Well, I wonder what he thinks their advantage is, but maybe it's the Cruzel three.
Salvador, they're kind of methodically breaking down the pressure and forces another Boyne City foul. That's going to be a 17 foul on Boyne City, and they're going to be going to the line shooting 1-and-1. Boyne City with a 6-point lead off of the Cruzel three. Cedarville looking to cut into it here with the free throws.
And that was Luke's third, which won't probably be an issue at this point unless he picks up another one next couple minutes.
Eric Carson checks in for Mason Gardner. Here comes Dom Archie, is going to take Luke Sage out.
Well, and I like having Archie in there at this point. We've been talking about the rebounding all night, and obviously Archie can do that. He's got to keep his head straight, work hard, and play the game. He'll be just fine.
And Salvador knocks down another one. He looks to be a good shooter for Cedarville. Fairchild with a takeaway. Gets it to Salvador. He puts in another two. Salvador having a hot quarter here.
Well, really, part of that's due to the foul that Boyne had down there.
And Saradsky back at Cedarville. Gets the contact, makes the shot. He's going to go to the line.
Yeah, that's a slippery play there. And my point down at the other end, was Cedarville ends up with 2 free throws and a turnover off their press. That was a 4-point foul. And there's a good view of Colton sliding through the defense.
Nice concentration, and he knocks down the free throw to make it a 3-point play. And here comes Salvador for Cedarville. He drops down to Rye and back out to Massey. Top side to Fairchild. Fairchild off the Perkins ball screen. Kicks back out to Salvador, top of the key, driving against Cruzel.
And that's twice.
Go ahead. Carson with the steal, and now Carson in for 2.
Sorry, John, I was going to say, Cruzel got a little help from Carson, and the second time, Carson got his hands on the ball and took off with it.
Nice play, and he finishes it off on the other end for 2 to extend the Boyne City lead to 51-44. 7-point lead here with 4:25 to go in the fourth quarter. The Pat O'Brien Real Estate fourth quarter. I'll give a shout out to BCEA as well, one of our other sponsors.
That was a good finish. Chase Massey down there under the hoop. That's going to be a double dribble on Carson. I thought somebody got a hand on it, but he didn't seem to argue that.
So Cedarville will take it out of bounds. Massey looking to inbound, goes to Salvador against Eric Carson. Left hand dribble. Crosses over and drops off to Fairchild at the top of the key against Saradsky. Ball screen by Perkins. That's handled well by Boyne City. And now Massey drives and gets stolen by Saradsky. Saradsky pushing it, left hand dribble. And again, he gets the contact. This time he got hit a little harder, so he couldn't finish, but he's going to go to the line, shooting 2.
The Colton was coming right at us as we watched the replay. He was coming right at us, and you could kind of see him exploring that a little bit, whether I think he crossed his mind to pull that out, but he felt like he could get to the rack, and he'll shoot 2. He's a fun guard to watch. A senior, he's a smart player. He's always well-balanced. He knows his team.
And so Saradsky made the first, nothing but net. Boyne City up 52-46, and Luke Sage checks back in for Dom Archie. Saradsky off the mark on the second one, but Cruzel cleans it up and gets a 2. Boyne City up 8.
Boyne hasn't had many lucky bounces off the rebound. That was one of them. That's a big one.
Fairchild beats Saradsky into the lane, kisses it off the glass.
Man, he's a nice player. He does a nice job playing off the dribble.
Carson up to Willis. Willis is going to get called for the charge. Wow. Looked like we might be getting a field goal and a foul, but they call the charge. We're going to take another look at this, see what we can see.
Yeah, again, that was coming right at us, and it was a pretty close call, but it looks like Massey is leaning a little bit to his left. You can't quite see it from there.
Perkins coming out there, the post player. That is a tough call to make, especially live action. You don't want to be the referee having to make that call, but a bad break for Boyne City because that could have been a nice three-point play. And with that being said, this broadcast of today's game is copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, the Rambler Sports Network, and Boyne City High School. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and Boyne City High School. So setting the situation here, we're 3:23 to go, fourth quarter. Senior night here for Boyne City, last home game for the seniors.
We got a great shot of these shoes. I was noticing these refs have matching shoes. This is pretty cool. It's like a full ref uniform now. They've got these shiny, new age looking shoes. If we just get them to put an HCC on there in bright red, that'd be pretty cool. Half-court Cutler.
And so Boyne City 54, Cedarville 48. As Cedarville's Massey triggers the inbounds. Goes to Salvador. Salvador against Carson. Left-hand dribble across the timeline. He falls down. Carson jumps on it, but Salvador recovers on his knees, and now Boyne City steals it. Derek Willis up to Carson. Carson with a drive, adjusts and miss. He misses it, and as Massey pulls down the rebound, it looks like we're going to get a foul call on Tanner Cruzel, who's a little surprised, I think, that he got the foul called on him. Definitely some contact underneath there, and it's going to be a one-on-one situation here for Cedarville's Massey shooting with 3:02 to go.
Well, you hate to tell Carson that was not the right thing to do. He's sort of bred to go to the hole. That's just what he does. So, take it or leave it. If he sticks that in there, it's an 8-point game, and that's a big play. It didn't work out.
Massey's free throw rattles out, but it looks like they're going to call a lane violation on Boyne City. That'll give Massey another shot at the one-on-one situation, the first free throw of the one-on-one. And this one rattles in, so he'll get another. Little confusion because the players were expecting that to be the second shot and the last shot, but of course, because the first one-on-one shot was a lane violation, he makes it the second time he gets another one.
Yeah, we don't talk a whole lot about really the one-on-one. It's an interesting contraption. You make the first, you get another one, and they missed the first. We foul, and they end up with 2 points out of it.
Boyne City a little loose with the ball. They do get it down the court, and Saradsky knocks it in. Boy, I thought a couple of situations there we might turn it over, but it ends up turning into 2 points. Now Massey hands off to Haskey. Haskey to Massey for a deep three, and he got it. Boy, that would look good the whole way, and it was. And here comes Willis. Willis on the left side, leaning back is Perkins, and that's going to be a bucket and a foul. I think that's a good call.
I personally think that they got these two calls mixed up, this one and the last one. This looked like an outstanding defensive play. We're going to see a replay here. This is just a great defensive play. Player gets over there, gets his feet set pretty well, and He was a little bit deep, but, you know, he pushed Willis. Willis, that was a game of chicken there because Willis knew he was going to take the charge, and the kid knew Willis was going to shoot it, and he pushed Willis pretty far out to the side, which is maybe why he didn't get away with it.
I thought maybe he was leaning back before the contact, but I'm not sure about that. Here's Fairchild for Cedarville against Saradsky. Goes to Massey. Massey right-hand dribble goes to Fairchild driving, and he's off the mark. A Cedarville rebound by Haskey, but he's off the mark as well. And Luke Sage pulls it out and goes to Carson all the way down to the other baseline. And a long two from Cruzel is off the mark. And a Cedarville rebound. That's a quick shot there.
Yeah, that was the decision that we talked about with Carson, knowing when to go to the hole and when to kick it out. That was a good decision. Basket or no basket.
Fairchild to Massey for Cedarville. Back to Fairchild going against Saradsky. Saradsky deflects it. No foul. And Boyne City ball up to Carson. And now we're going to get a full timeout by Coach Redmond. And we're going to be able to get a good look at that charge play. It was actually called a blocking foul. I just question if he may have been leaning back. That's the one thing that I see. I wonder if he can get a different angle. Because he is set, he's there, but to me he's leaning back before contact.
Well, the only thing I can see is that Willis went kind of over the defender's right shoulder, so had the defender been a little bit more centered with Willis, I think he might have taken that. That's the way I see it. But that could have gone either way.
Well, the other one I think was pretty clearly a foul on Cedarville that was called a charge on Derek Willis. So this one was more debatable, I would say, and so hopefully it'll be balanced out. Okay, so to set the scene here, a 1:32 to go coming out of this Boyne City timeout. Boyne City ball, 6-point lead. Foul situation is Boyne City has 9 team fouls and Cedarville has 8. So the next Boyne City foul, Cedarville will be shooting 2. Next Cedarville foul, Boyne City will be shooting in the 1-on-1 still.
Well, what that means, basically, folks, is that this last minute and 32 seconds could take a half an hour.
Luke Sage getting trapped aggressively there by Haskey and Salvador, and the foul is called. So Boyne City will be going to the line here, shooting the 1-on-1, and that foul is called on Salvador, his third.
Well, and to be honest, Boyne's not a great free throw shooting team, so, 6-point lead, that's good. I'd like to see us make a few of these free throws down the stretch.
Sage off on the first one, and Cedarville tracks down the rebound. Massey across half court. Goes to Salvador, and now Fairchild, and back to Salvador on the wing. Dumps down into the post to Massey. Gets up a shot. Off the mark, Haskey. Rebound. And first deflection looked to be okay, but the second one is going to be a foul call on Boyne City. Looks like it is going to be on Luke Sage, his 4th personal. And that'll send Cedarville to the line shooting 2. It'll be Haskey.
Well, you hate to give up a layup there, and you hate to have Luke pick up his 4th foul. So I guess the alternative is get the rebound next time, but not many good options after that.
Haskey got them both to pull Cedarville back within 4 with 1:06 to go. Saradsky to inbounds. He inbounded to Willis, who threw it up quickly to Sage, but before he got rid of it, it looks like they're going to call the foul. And Derek Willis will be going to the line.
What I saw there is Saradsky, I think, was in the corner, and he threw that ball to Luke without even looking. And to me, that's coaching. That's a coach who's prepared his team to know what's coming, how to handle it, and the players executed.
Willis gets the first, nothing but net to extend the Boyne City lead to 5, and this is a 2-shot situation, which took a little pressure off that first one.
Yeah, well, that was obviously Willis that made that pass, and like you said, makes the first, makes the second, and with only a minute left, you don't have to make a ton of free throws, but you got to make a few with a 6-point lead.
Now Fairchild pushing it up against Saradsky. Fairchild comes off the ball screen from Perkins, kicks over to Massey, and Luke Sage took it away, but then it looks like he might have stepped out of bounds. Almost had a clean takeaway.
The Boyne's turned up the heat a little bit, making Cedarville burn clock.
Massey to inbound here. Goes into the backcourt to Salvador. And over to Massey, right wing. Off a Perkins ball screen, back to Salvador. And now Haskey from deep. Count it for 3. And the last second three-point heroics for the opponents continue here in the wheelhouse. And we're going to take a quick break here with 35 seconds to go and a 61-58 Boyne City lead.
From our facility in beautiful Boyne City, Michigan, the Farley Calendar Company promotes, produces, and distributes customized promotional products across the nation. By using vegetable-based inks, 8-point Carolina-coated paper, and spiral wire binding along with high-resolution imagery, we ensure that you will purchase or give a quality product that you can be proud to attach your name to. We certainly are. Choosing the Farley Calendar Company puts a dedicated partner in your corner, helping you to promote and grow your business or simply assist in personal and functional gift giving. Put our over 41 years of experience and craftsmanship to work for you, day after day, year after year. Only at Boyne City's own Farley Calendar Company.
All right, here we are back. Boyne City inbounding. Saradsky to Luke Sage. And Luke's going to be going to the line. And we were just talking about it at the break. And the opposing teams, the last 3 broadcasts I think that we've had including against St. Francis and Charlevoix, the opposing team has been shooting about like 90% in the last minute of the game for 3-point
I don't know if
range.
that basket at the far end of the gym gets a little bigger in the fourth quarter or what, but man, there's a lot of threes going in down there.
It's made for some exciting broadcasts, maybe a little too exciting. And Luke Sage misses the first, so Cedarville here still within 3 points. Big free throw here.
Well, obviously, Boyne's in a double bonus, or they wouldn't be shooting again, but you got to make 1 or 2 of those, push this lead up to a 2-possession game.
And that one rolls off. And now Cedarville down just 3 with 25 seconds to go here. Here's Fairchild. And he's looking for the 3, can't get it off against Saradsky, and now a timeout by Coach Duncan for Cedarville. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout.
Well, that was apparently the plan, was for Fairchild to find a shot for himself. Good defense.
So the Rambler Sports Network is a division of Boyne City's award-winning visual imaging production program, Team BCVI. Boyne City's visual imaging program is one of many career and technical education programs offered as part of the Charlevoix-Emmett Intermediate School District Career and Technical Education Programs. Team BCVI's RSN, a perfect example of CHARM's CTE programs, training tomorrow's workers today by exposing students to real-world experiences. All right, what are we looking for here, Coach Fritchie?
Well, looking for some defense, and obviously you don't want to foul. You got to be aggressive with your defense, but you do not want to foul no matter what. And most importantly, we have to have this rebound.
Massey triggers the inbound to Salvador, who kicks over to Fairchild, and now to Rye on the left wing, harassed by Luke Sage. Now it's Massey looking for Fairchild. He finally gets it to him against Saradsky off the mark. Willis tips the rebound, but it's going to stay Cedarville ball. Looked like Willis couldn't get to it. Tried to tip it off Salvador, but it goes off Derek out of bounds.
Yeah, that was one of those situations where Willis had a split second literally to make up his mind, and he struggled with that decision and touched the ball and went out of bounds. But
so 1.5 seconds to go. Coach Redmond calls for the full timeout.
I'm going to change my guesstimate here. I said no foul under any circumstance. I wonder if this might be a circumstance where Boyne would consider fouling on the inbounds pass to give Cedarville 2 shots. The downside to that is Cedarville will make the first, try to miss the second, and get a rebound. So
Well, the other thing is you almost want them to force them to inbound the ball inside the three-point arc, because that might make things more difficult for them here.
Yeah, that's
almost, give them the layup off the inbounds potentially.
That's a good point, and maybe this hinges on Coach Redmond's confidence in getting a rebound on a free throw.
Definitely an interesting situation. If you do foul, you don't want to foul them shooting a three.
Right, and if the ball, as you said, it'd be nice to have them inbound the ball inside the three-point line. If it goes outside, you just have to get that foul before the ball goes up. So we'll see. We get to talk about it, and somebody else has to make the decision.
Yep, and here we go. It'll be Massey triggering the inbounds as he's done most of the game for Cedarville. I would imagine that they're going to look for either Salvador or Fairchild, preferable shooting targets, and they look like they're setting up for Fairchild. Go deep to Haskey, though. He's going to have to hoist it up. No good. He got rim. But Boyne City holds on 61-58 in another thrilling finish here at the Wheelhouse, and a good finish for Boyne City and the seniors in their last home senior basketball game.
Yeah, that was a great finish. That was a nice play call that they drew up there, and Tanner Cruzel helped out on Fairchild up top. His man got the ball, and they made him take a long shot.
Yeah, and I think Boyne City did a nice job defending it, and they forced that long shot. I mean, I think Haskey did all he could to get it up there, but was just a little bit short, and Boyne City's able to hold on for another thrilling victory here, push their record back to 500. They'll be heading to Petoskey Thursday night to play the league champion of the Big North Conference, Petoskey, in a tough tune-up game for the districts. And then they go on Monday at 7 o'clock to Inland Lakes to play rival Charleroi in the opening round of the Michigan High School Athletic Association District Tournament. And last year we had a really thrilling, exciting ride through the districts and the regional and all the way to the Breslin. And so we're looking to start that. So before we leave here, we're going to try and get Mason Gardner for an interview. But in the meantime, we're going to go through our generous sponsors and talk a little bit about them. And we'll start off with Pat O'Brien. Pat O'Brien is a true believer. When an idea makes sense to him, he throws himself behind it, withholding nothing. He believes in Boyne City, its schools, its downtown, its entrepreneurs and thinkers, its core values, and its dreams. And Boyne City Education Association. The Boyne City Education Association would like to express our support for the Rambler Sports Network, all Boyne City school co-curricular programs, and for the hard work of all students, coaches, advisors, parents, and community members who make these activities possible. Go Boyne from the Boyne City Education Association. And WB Builders is a residential construction firm offering a wide range of services such as general contracting, framing and siding, custom cabinetry, as well as spray foam insulating. With a staff of 16 skilled local craftsmen, WB Builders has the capability to see any project from start to finish. And Great Lakes iPhone Repair can replace your broken, scratched, or cracked iPhone screen promptly and professionally. We know that when you have a broken iPhone, you want it repaired as soon as possible, and we can often do that while you wait. That's why we stock original equipment, parts in our service area, and we have trained technicians on staff. Well, here we go. We are fortunate to have Mason Gardner joining us here. Pretty exciting ball game, Mason. Another one of those games that comes down to the end, and all of a sudden the other team is making a three and making it a one-shot ball game. What were your thoughts there at the end?
Towards the end, it was really scary because I'm one of those players that don't really like to be out. But when you watch your team and be able to trust your team that you know they can close out the win.
That was pretty helter-skelter, up and down. You know, lots of running and gunning, a little bit of half-court, full-court pressure. Did you get in a flow? I mean, it didn't really feel like it from here, but was there much of a flow to you?
We were getting in a flow when they weren't really up that really close to us in their press, so we had a lot of opportunities to beat it with a pass, and we sort of got into that groove as soon as we found it.
Yeah, it was apparent maybe in the second half that things started clicking a little bit more. Was there anything specific that changed at halftime, or was it just settling down a little bit?
Okay, Coach really sat us down and be like, we should not be down right now. This team, we should be at least ahead of, at least by 2 points if we weren't trying. I'm not trying to down the other team, but it was just we had that more athletic, I believe.
Yep, understood.
Well, and speaking of athleticism, we need to talk about that dunk. Last time we had you on, we were talking about the almost dunk. And can you take us through? We're going to put it up here for the replay. Take us through your beautiful two-handed tip dunk.
Right there, I saw Derek have the contact, so I knew he was coming out. So I jumped up, and that felt amazing right there.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it? And we're not the only ones that think so. I know you got an escort from your teammates coming down the hallway. Keep all the autograph seekers away. Yeah, you know, we were talking about that in comparison to the tip dunk, as we called it, from the other night. And did you think about that at all during the week and how close you were to that and what you could have done differently?
I thought of that, and honestly, it kept me awake at night knowing I could have dunked it. But as soon as I saw my opportunity, I did not hesitate to take advantage of it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that you worked hard to be down there and be in the right position so that could happen. So that was fun to watch for us, too. Well done.
So that's your first dunk of your high school career?
First dunk in the high school career other than AAU.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing many more.
That was the first
congratulations on a nice win tonight, and looking forward to seeing you guys on Thursday and into the district tournament.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, for Aaron Fritchie and the rest of the Team BCVI crew, this is John Hertel saying goodnight here on another Boyne City victory, 61-58. Drive safely tonight.